Paid media doesn't fail loudly, it fails quietly. Class is in session. This is Hounder University, and it's like the college you went to, except no one makes you buy a $400 textbook. I'm Hayden Ballio. I'll be your professor for today, not because I have any tenure here, but because I have made enough mistakes to earn the syllabus. Let's clear the fog very early. Paid media is simple, not easy, simple. Paid media is renting attention, and you don't own it, you don't keep it, you borrow it for a moment and hope you say the right thing. That distinction matters because rented attention is impatient, has no loyalty, and it leaves the second you stop paying. At its core, paid media is the act of inserting your message into someone else's moment. That moment might be a search query, a social feed, a news article, or a return visit to your site. You are paying for access to attention that does not belong to you. Treating that casually is how budgets disappear quietly and quickly. So let's dive into some of the most common channels of paid media. Paid search is about catching people who are already looking. Someone typed a query, they admitted a problem, they're evaluating options, and they're going to move forward whether you show up or not. Your job in paid search is not to educate them on why the problem exists. Your job is to show up clearly, directly, and credibly as a solution. Search lives and dies on intent matching. So if your keyword, ad copy, and landing page are even slightly out of alignment, performance drops really fast. Search users are not patient. They compare quickly, they click decisively, they bounce without guilt. Paid social is a little different. This is interruption. You're showing up where people are scrolling, watching, they're reacting, they're avoiding work. They're not looking for you. They are mentally somewhere else, checked out, which means your ad doesn't win by being informative alone. It wins by being relevant enough to interrupt without annoying the person you're interrupting. Context is not optional here. It is the whole game. What works on LinkedIn will fail on TikTok. What converts in search gets ignored in a feed. Display. Display advertising is about being visible while other people do other things. This is low intent traffic. That's not a flaw. It is the point of display. Display isn't about immediate conversion. It's about being familiar, repetition, mental availability. Expecting display to behave like search is one of the fastest ways to decide incorrectly that it doesn't work. Display works best when it supports other channels, not when it's asked to carry the entire load. Retargeting is follow-up, not stalking. These are people who already raised their hand. They read something, they visited your site, watched the video, started a form, and stopped. Good retargeting feels like a reminder. Bad retargeting feels like you're being followed through a parking lot. Seeing the same aggressive ad 15 times does not make someone more ready to convert. It makes them more annoyed. Now, paid media is a lot of things, but here's what it's not. It is not a replacement for strategy. It's not a shortcut to product market fit, and is not a fix for unclear messaging or weak positioning. If your value proposition is muddy, paid media amplifies the confusion. If your funnel is broken, paid media pours more people into the cracks. Paid media doesn't hide problems, it puts them on stage. There's a lie a lot of agencies love to tell founders. Once we turn ads on, we'll know what people want. Well, what you actually learn is what people don't understand. Paid media does not find your message for you. It tests the message you already believe in. At scale, with real consequences, real dollars. Organic channels are where you experiment. Paid channels are where you commit. Skipping that order doesn't make you fast, it makes you expensive. Now, not all paid traffic behaves the same. Search captures intent. Social creates awareness. Display reinforces it in the memory. Retargeting reconnects interest. When teams ask one channel to do every job, results can look really confusing. When channels are used intentionally, they compound. Paid media is not one thing, it's a system. So here's a simple mental model to live by. Paid media turns the volume up. So if your message is clear, it gets clearer. If your offer is strong, it scales faster. If your positioning is weak, everyone sees it sooner. Paid media does not create clarity, it reveals whether you already have it. It's not a bug, it's a feature. That's the value. Paid media works best when you already know who you're talking to, the problem you solve, and why people choose you, and that your funnel converts without ads. Paid is not step 1, it's step 4 or 5. Everything before that is learning. Everything after that is scaling. In 2026, attention is fragmented more than ever. Trust is earned slowly, algorithms change constantly, and attribution is still imperfect. Paid media didn't get easier, it got less forgiving. You can't hide behind impressions forever. Eventually, the numbers ask better questions. So if you have to remember anything from this video, remember that paid media is not about ads. It is about clarity under pressure. If you know who you're for and why you matter, paid media scales you. If you don't, it exposes you. This is not a warning. This is a lesson from years and years of painful lessons. This is Hounder University, Paid Media 101 here, and your attendance has been noted. If this was helpful, share it with a friend who thinks ads fix bad strategy. Class is dismissed.